actually. It's like it's a kick forwards into the right.
That intentional runner, it's going to get there. Oh, excuse me. Look at this one.
This could be close. This could be really close.
Welcome, Postmasters 2025. Are you excited?
I am excited. I mean, it was incredible. It was awesome. No words I say are just going to, paint the picture of how awesome it was. I think everyone knows how awesome it was. I'm not going to be able to put into words how awesome it was. So we can just leave it as it was so awesome. And we're still going to talk about it, but I'm no poet. So
Was it better than the 2019 Tiger Woods championship win?
it was different.
Why so?
Well, Tiger's Tiger. Tiger's in like his own little category, his own pedestal of entertainment and the massive fan base that people, wanted to see him. It was a little similar in a way. Rory not having won a major in 10 years. Tiger hadn't won in a while. And it was just different. I think I don't know what was better, but I guess Tiger was better.
So I will say both of them were epic. The best two Masters I've seen in my lifetime. I'll always remember them. Number one, Tiger walking up to 18 in his red shirt with the crowd.
Yeah, like that's
Behind
where it's
him.
like can't also like Rory's playoff win, like it's not like he forced the playoff and had that momentum. Like he lost the winning chance and almost really blew it. So it wasn't like some Rory made birdie to force a playoff, go into it, and then win and beat Justin Rose. He like really almost collapsed entirely. And then, he obviously like he crushed that playoff hole. Justin Rose did solid, but Justin Rose was one approach shot away from making it go to another playoff hole, and then maybe Rory loses.
We'll talk about Justin Rose, but the Tiger Woods walking up the 18th with the crowd behind him was reminiscent of the 1930s and 40s when a player's playing and the crowd, there's no security. They're walking with the player, right, up the final green on 18. And I even said this, Tiger will never win another major championship again. After all his injuries, he would never come back and win it. And he did it in epic fashion. I don't think anybody expected him to do it that year. And you knew he was going to win going into 18, right?
Yeah.
You knew he had it. Rory,
And I think
when
that's
he
why
hit that
it's
second,
different.
it is different. Rory hits that second shot in the bunker. My first thought is, holy shit, he just lost it. Because you two-putt, you go to a playoff, anything can happen in a playoff. Don't go to a playoff.
Anything.
And then
But
I
that's
started
why-
thinking,
That's just
I
why
started
it's different.
thinking,
It's its own category.
it is. So I was thinking, if he loses this, he has a whole year to think about this moment. And it's
It's
going
a
to
whole
suck for him.
lifetime.
Well, okay, he can come back in a year or two. But yes, like he has a chance to win a second one, right? He's been close a number of times. He's gotten a second. I have to say, going to the playoffs, my feeling was Justin Rose making that clutch putt on 18, the tie for the lead. He had it. He was going to win this thing. And when he hit his second shot within 10 feet, I was like, that's it. Like, Roy's got to hit an amazing shot. And he did.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Tiger 2019 is number one. Rory 2025 is number two. Very close. The best two I've seen.
I feel like I'm so aligned. I just don't even know if it's close. I think Tiger was just so epic. And back to like, I kind of was like, Justin had this time to maybe fine tune his swing a bit on the range. And Rory's like going into this playoff with a majorly bad miss putt. And like he's a professional. It was close enough. He's got to sink that as an athlete under pressure. And it did work out for him. So, no regrets. He is happy as can be. He's probably not even thinking about that. He's just happy he ended up winning it.
You got to put it in the middle of the green. Put it in the middle of the green, 2-putt par, you win. I mean, I don't want to see what would have happened if he did get the up and down and make that 2-putt force a playoff, because everybody would be on his case. And it would suck because you play 72 holes and it comes down to one shot on the final hole.
I know.
To
I
win
think
it.
I'm like almost as happy for Rory that he won as much as I am happy for him that he doesn't have to deal with all the repercussions from blowing it and losing.
100% agreed.
Like
So-
that just would be miserable city.
If Bryson didn't have a great day, if Bryson won it, would you be happy for Bryson or sad for Rory?
I think it depends how he won it. if Bryson played like Rory and Rory kind of collapsed, I wouldn't feel as bad for Rory because I don't feel bad for Bryson. Like he did not play well. It's not like he
He
played.
sucked.
Yeah, he didn't
He
play
sucked that last round.
and like lost by like one stroke just in that nature. He just, had a really off day and didn't deserve to win. So I think if Bryson I don't feel bad for Bryson because he doesn't deserve to win based off his last round play.
100% agree.
Felt the same way if it happened with Bryson dominating and Rory just not doing well.
So did you hear this, the post tournament? Rory did not say a word to Bryson during that last round. Did you hear that?
I did.
Doesn't matter. Does it make either player look better or worse to you?
I think that Rory was there to win, and at the end of the day, there's not really a need for conversation unless he like wants to do that and can stay dialed while chatting. But I feel like Rory's like, if I'm going to play my best, I need to stay dialed and not speak to the guy I'm trying to beat.
100% agree.
I think
I
it's
don't care.
personal. I don't. Yeah.
I don't care either way, right? I mean, you're there to win a championship, $4 million, once in a lifetime win. I don't need to say anything to the guy until I'm done,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't matter if we're best friends or not. Like, I am there to do one job. I think Bryce should have called him out on it and said something.
He could have
And we're
just
both-
said like Rory was focused and we didn't
Yeah.
like have the time to chat. Like there was no like we were both trying to win a Masters. There was no time for conversation.
I will say this: Bryson came off as the people's champion on Saturday and Sunday.
For
Even
sure.
though he didn't play his best on Sunday. So the other story I heard was Bryson staying in Augusta. After he practices, he goes out, walks around his neighborhood, finds a group of guys with a putting green in the back of their house, putting, and he hangs out with them for an hour.
I heard that as well.
What major champion, PJ Tour guy would do that? Like, he was high-fiving guys walking in on 17 and 18. Like, he was excited. I hope he signed autographs. I don't know if he did, but like, he has completely changed his image. And we talked about this. Like, I want to see him win. I want to see him succeed because he is a completely different person than he was 8 years ago when he was on tour.
Yeah. And he's 31. So 8 years ago, he's a young 23, 24-year-old kid and like slightly in over his head on how to portray himself to the world. And he definitely just has it figured out pretty perfectly on point. He's definitely still not perfect, but he definitely knows how to resonate with the audience and fans. And it just seems like he doesn't really take it all like, he appreciates the situation he's in. He doesn't take it for granted. He gives the high fives. He understands that, these kids look up to him and it means the world to them when he's like just walking from hole to hole and dishing out a high five.
So my big winner outside of the players is Reebok. Reebok on Bryson on Sunday, millions of dollars in value.
I agree.
I think he should have worn the Answer golf shoes on his last day. That would have been amazing.
His shoe choice color, if we're going to go on aesthetics, was not a championship outfit, in my opinion. Like khaki colored pants, dark shoes.
White shirt, white hat. I love the hat. I love the shirt, but it's just very boring.
Well, he wears the same thing all the time, but he almost should have gone like navy slacks. He could have gone white shoes or even dark shoes. If you're going to wear dark shoes, you got to wear dark pants. And white shirt and his hat, his Crusher's hat. But yeah, I thought the dark shoes with the light pants was not the look of a guy ready to win a Masters.
I think Reebok is a big win. I think they're just starting to promote their golf apparel line. I'm more excited for their shoes. I think their shoes have resonated for me for years, especially because I wore them when I was in high school and elementary school. So I'm more excited by that than their polos. If they're doing anything unique with the polos at all or the other apparel. But they're my big win. Let's see if Shaq and his team can make it a success like it was back in the 90s.
Yeah. The Masters this year, like, I think everything dialed up to be great. And we can kind of move into the Justin Rose a little bit if we want. I mean, he obviously crushed day one, solid day two. I really thought he was going to collapse, but then he just really sneakily stayed in there and fought back to, which I was happy for because there's so much pressure if you're leading after like day 1, 2 to still be in the mix on that Sunday afternoon. And for lack of a better word, embarrassing almost if you're not.
I mean, here's this final round: birdie, par, birdie, bogey, bogey. After 5, you're even. You go par, then you go birdie, birdie. You basically finish 2 under on the front. On the back, you go par, birdie, 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 bogey, birdie, birdie, bogey, and then birdie for 18 to shoot 6 under par, 66. That is a big up and down. That's 4 bogeys, and you're shooting in 8 birdies. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 4 bogeys and 10 birdies.
I mean, that's a
Dude,
hell.
10 birdies. That's a 62. I don't know what the record is for that course, but I mean, you're crushing it. But 18 was like that was. I was watching it. So here's my story. We had a baseball game on Saturday. Got rained out for Little League. So they said we're going to reschedule for Sunday. Okay, what time? 4:30 to 6:30.
You're like, nah.
Oh no, I had to. I had to be there. I'm one of the coaches. So I have one earbud in. I got one phone in the dugout. I got one in my pocket. I'm listening and watching while I'm coaching. The game ended when they're on 17. I got home. I got to watch 18 and the playoff. And my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "This is the Masters. Like, this is what we like wait all year for." There hasn't been a playoff in what 8 years? Like, this is amazing. And my kids are asking like, "Who's who and what's going on?" It was epic. It was a perfect end of the weekend, and I've officially deleted my Masters app. I will add it back to my phone in 360 days.
I deleted it as well right away, pretty much. I just don't need the clutter.
No. The best app you only need for 4 days, and that is it.
True.
So, any other good stories from the Masters that you heard about? You read about?
No, not really. I mean, I watched what everyone else obviously watched. I did my best to tune in. I mean, we missed a bit of Thursday playing in our event, and I played golf Sunday at 10 a.m. So I got back in time, wrapped up right around when the leaders were teeing off. So I didn't miss too much, but I didn't watch a lot of coverage. I just kind of watched the Masters and then didn't watch a lot of the chatter around it, just saw whatever the popular accounts were posting on Instagram. But the thing I did love, which I think everyone loved because it was shared to like a zillion stories, was Nike's ad for Rory after he won.
They had that teed up. They were ready to go. I mean, they probably started working on that Thursday, Friday. When
They
Rory
probably
actually
started
made the
working
cut.
on that like 3 years ago.
I mean, listen, I think it was kind of long. It was good, but I think Rory's his reaction to winning was epic. Like, that is probably one of the best reactions you'll see outside of, I mean, Tiger always had great reactions, but that was just an epic, like, I finally did it. I broke through. I'm a champion. Now, is Rory the best European golfer of all time? He's the only one to do the Grand Slam. He's got 29 wins. No other European golfer has all 4 majors,
If you have all 4 majors, the answer is yes.
hands down.
I think he could have 10 wins, all 4 majors, and it would lead towards yes.
He could have all 4 majors and still be the best golfer. So there's only 6 guys that have done it, gotten the Grand Slam. 5 of those guys are U.S. players. And then Roy, the only one to do it as a European player.
And it's crazy that it was like 25 years since, and I guarantee you it's like in the next like 48 months that we have another one with Scotty.
So what does Scotty have to win? What's left?
I feel like it's the Open. He has a U.S. Open. He has a Masters, right?
So Scotty, he has to win.
I thought he had one more. I could be wrong, though.
Let's see. So he's won the Masters.
Maybe
He's won So he's won 13 times. He's won the Masters twice. He won the PGA Championship twice. And that's it. So he's got the Open.
And the U.S. Open.
And the U.S. Open.
Okay. That actually makes more sense because there's no real chatter of like him completing it next or like he could be the next one, which I think if he had one more, they would have brought that up at least once. So kind of checks out that I was wrong. But I still think probably the next one to do it.
He's got 2 more to do it. I mean, Xander's got 3?
He could do it.
All right. So let's talk about Thursday. 3-club Scramble tournament we played in. A little bit chilly, a little bit windy.
Was cold.
First time I've ever done it. I think first time you've ever done it. Give me your analysis. Would you do it again? Did you like the format? Did you not?
It was fun. I think it was early April, getting things kicked off for the season. It was fun. I liked it. Would I do it again? The answer is yes. Would I change up my clubs? The answer is also yes.
So what did you bring and what would you change for next year?
I brought my 4 hybrid, an 8-iron, and a 56-degree wedge. I would definitely bring my driver. It is a shorter course overall, but 2 guys in my group had their one at a mini driver, one at a 3-wood. Almost every time off the tee, they would, hit a very good shot. So then me with my 4 hybrid, me and Eric, the fourth, who we almost didn't even need to go off the tee. So I think for me to help contribute more would be bringing a driver, especially on the shorter course. Like you guys are bringing your 3-woods to have, be a little more accurate approaching on the par 5 and some long par 3s. But if it's just like a standard par 4 and you like miss hit, it's nice to have the driver to try to bomb one out there.
Yeah, so I brought my 11-degree 3-wood, a 9-iron, and a 52. Greens are punch, or they were rolling nice, but they were still bumpy. 2 of us should have brought putters. I think we had more chances than that because putting with the 3-wood is fine, a wedge is fine, but it's not the same. 2 times we were out of position because we weren't kind of middle of the fairway. But winning score, I think, was 13 under. You could buy mulligan, so that did help. I think we could have been 8 under. We finished, 4 under, I think?
Yeah.
I think it could have been 8 at most without any mulligans.
When you really think about it, it's like the game of percentages. Like, let's say we hit a good drive. We have an approach shot that's around the green. So 2 of the guys have wedges. Obviously, having 4 solid wedge shots at the pin would be nice. But at the end of the day, I think 2 out of the 4 are going to put it in a good enough position where if 2 guys have putters, then we actually have a real shot of making the putt versus us using our, 50-some degree wedges to putt the ball.
I mean, I finished putting left-handed with my 9-iron, so I felt more comfortable doing that. But most epic, par 5, one of our guys goes mini driver, 540 to within 8 feet. And we hit the putt. I hit the putt. For the eagle and to win the skin, we only won $150.
Well, that's because how many other groups also won the skin?
4 other skins were paid out. $100 skins, they paid out 4. So you get $12.50 next time I see you.
I'll take it. But yeah, no, I probably would. I do love my wedge. So I would bring a putter if someone else felt really adamant. But I'd probably want someone in our group to have a putter.
I think we need to bring 2 putters. And that was our plan. And then when I saw the greens, I knew they were punched. I'm like, well, that's not going to help. I think we need 2 putters. It's hard to putt with a wedge, with a 3-wood, with a hybrid. You just don't get the same feel. But I would do the tournament again. It's important in the Philadelphia first tee program. The course was fine, right? Not one I'd go to every day, but it was a fun event.
Yeah. Great pizza.
Amazing pizza, amazing food, drinks. The food afterwards was amazing. So we'll sign up again. We'll be back. I did get a couple sales. A couple people bought rangefinders. They emailed me afterwards, so that was pretty cool.
Love that.
All right, cool. Next topic. So our first unofficial sponsor, Course Record. Did I tell you about these guys?
No, please.
I met them down at the Valspar Championship. They were giving these out. The guy I met actually won a rangefinder in a golf event. So we started chatting. He sent me a couple cases of these. So and his whole thing was, I'm tired of drinking Red Bull, beer, and water. I want something different. So it's a performance drink to keep you hydrated, energy focused, 18 holes of golf. It does have caffeine, 40 milligrams, amino acids, electrolytes, and ginseng. So it's a little bit of a Celsius versus a Prime and kind of element. So thank you guys for bringing this. Thanks for sending these to me. I would ship these to you, but they're really heavy. So maybe I'll see you next time. I'll give you one.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Congratulations.
So that's Course Record. They only sell online and they're in limited pro shops. Drinkcourserecord.com is their website. Cool. All right. Next topic. So all right. So tariffs are in effect. Listen, these last 2 weeks, I've been freaking out because we plan for the last 5 months what's going to happen today and what we're going to do tomorrow. I can't change in a week or 2 weeks. So tariffs are in effect. I think 25% in Canada and in Mexico, 145% in China, 10% everywhere else. How does this affect the industry for golf clubs? So here's my analysis. If you're looking to buy golf clubs or bags or apparel, do it now. Do not wait 6 months. Do not wait 3 months because prices are going to go up. Because all OEMs, manufacturers like myself, are going to raise prices because everything's going to start going up. And I want to compete with my competitors or profit margin, whether I'm seeing the tariffs or not. So if you need something in golf, you probably want to buy it sooner than later. Golf bags, they're manufactured overseas. They are going to see at least a 30% increase. So a $300 golf bag is going to be sold for $400. And that's on the low end. Golf clubs, putters, and drivers. The heads are made in China. The shafts are made in the US or Asia. The grips are made in Asia. They're assembled in Mexico or the US. So you're talking anywhere from a 145% to 185% tariff based on where they're manufactured, built, and assembled. So you're saying if a golf club costs, let's just say a driver costs $50 to make, you add in 175% tariff, that golf club's now going to cost you $125. After all the duties and tariffs and import fees, that's going to wholesale at, let's say, $300 to $400. So those clubs are going to be between $600 and $800. So it's going to be anywhere from $100 to $200 increase over what you're paying now. So 25 to 30% increase on the low end.
It's a total nightmare.
Here's a saving grace: golf balls. Titleist makes their golf balls in the U.S. Apparel makes their golf balls in the U.S. TaylorMade makes 20% of the golf balls in the U.S. I don't think the golf ball market will be affected if you buy golf balls from like a Vice or an Encore or a third, let's say, Kirkland Golf. They're all made overseas. They're Taiwan, South Korea, China, or Vietnam. Those golf balls, you're going to see price increases in.
It's a shame.
It is.
And this is just golf. It's going to affect us in everything.
Everything. Apparel. Almost everything in apparel is made in Vietnam, Thailand, China, whether it's hats, shirts, pants, all that stuff's going to go up by at least 25 to 30%. Easy. So my whole analysis of this is if you need stuff, buy it sooner than later. We've seen a rush in sales. I don't know if it's because people think prices are going to go up, if they just need stuff because it's the season, but this is going to be a kind of a COVID type market, right? When COVID hit, manufacturers couldn't get stuff in the same volume they needed. So all the used markets for golf clubs, for accessories, for training aids, just went through the roof. So I think you're going to see the secondary market for golf clubs and golf balls and apparel and bags are going to see a huge uptick. So you're talking eBay, you're talking Groupon, you're talking your third party sellers like golfroots.com that sell a lot of refurbished and used stuff, Second Swing. So that's my analysis of what's going to happen. I don't see tariffs going away. So higher prices, higher costs. You're not going to bring club manufacturing to the U.S. You're not going to bring bag manufacturing to the U.S. It's way too expensive to do. There's way too much involved. Here's a good story, though. Sun Mountain. You're familiar with Sun Mountain? They bring all the bag components in, right? So let's say you take a bag and it's just the fiber, the materials. They'll bring that into their Montana warehouse. They'll assemble it in the U.S. So the fabric and the stitching, everything is done overseas. It's shipped in and they actually put it together here in the US and ship it out to customers. So there's going to be a smaller tariff on that because it's fabric versus kind of a whole assembled product. So I don't see a lot of positives coming out of this because I don't think, even though the administration loves to play golf, I don't think they care at all. So
yeah, I mean, luckily it doesn't affect my business too hard, if any bit at all, really. So I haven't had to deal with the stress of it like you have and many others. It's just a shame at the end of the day. I see a side to why we would increase tariffs, but if it's going to uproot or basically set on fire every business model out there and every, product flow into the US and just it just doesn't seem worth it. But
so I saw something today. There are now manufacturers in China saying, buy from me directly. Come to my website and buy the bag or the shoes or the apparel from me directly, and I'll ship to you direct and forego that I sell to Nike and to Louis Vuitton and to these other kind of OEMs. Usually that no one wants a non-branded like bag or golf shoes. we're all brand loyal. We want to buy Under Armour or Nike because it's got the logo on it, right? On the polo, on the shirt, on the shoes. If you want to buy a generic, just piece of crap like item, like you can go on Amazon and buy it. There's a ton out there, and a lot of them come out of the same factories. Here's my biggest issue I have with this whole tariff issue. If you are a manufacturer in China, you still can ship stuff in to Amazon and sell it on Amazon direct to consumers, and you can mark that item at whatever price you want. It could cost you $2, could cost you $3. But because there's no regulations behind it, they're going to be undercutting everybody else in terms of what they pay in duties and what they can bring stuff into the market for. And it's going to be a unfair advantage for every other U.S. manufacturer, U.S. company here that has to follow certain rules and regulations on how they price their items when they import them.
I would
So
love
cheap.
to be able to like sit here, break this down, and provide some value. But I candidly, to the people, I am not in tune on my retail, e-commerce, and tariff knowledge. It is not my wheelhouse. It is not my business. But like I just keep saying, it sucks for everyone that this is the case. It could just. Here's the question, though. It's a little bit of a political question. Now, in 3.5 or 3 years, when Trump, has moved on from office, like, is new pres just going to axe all these tariffs, and we just like, how is it all going to correct itself if that's the case? Like, what happens?
I'm running for president against the other party, the Republicans. If I'm a Democrat, my stance is no tariffs. I will eliminate tariffs on day one.
But then, like,
That's my stance. I
do
will
the
do that.
prices come back down, or like if you start selling your rangefinder for $500 now, you're just going to get greedy and keep it that expensive because you saw people are willing to pay for it, and you don't care at the end of the day that they now know it costs less.
All right, supply and demand. This happened with the chip market. I don't even remember this back in 2016, 17. There's so many chips out there, right? Like component chips for computers. The price just completely tanked. So it's going to come out to supply and demand. So a great example. We used to sell non-slope rangefinders. The market for non-slopes has completely tanked. So I used to sell a rangefinder, a non-slope rangefinder for $250. That product right now, today, is selling for $79.99. I'm not making any money on it. I'm only selling it because I just need to get them out of my warehouse. I'm done with the product because that market for those types of products has completely eroded and is gone. Everything we sell is slope based.
I have a question.
Yep.
These rangefinders that you already have made that are non-slope, why can't you like break them open and add swap in the tech to make them slope?
Because they're already here. They're already in the US, already in my warehouse. I don't have the components.
But there's not like someone in the US that.
So our industry is all made in Asia. Every single manufacturer who makes a rangefinder is in Asia. The only company used to do is Leopold. They make their hunting scopes in the US. A lot of their army stuff they do for the military in the US. But that's it. It's either South Korea, it's Vietnam, it's China, it's Singapore, it's Thailand. There's one company that was trying to make stuff here in the US. They reached out to us 2 years ago and we started talking to them. They never did it. It completely fell through. They never broke ground. And here's the thing. It's going to take them 2 years to do this. In 2 years, we're only going to have a year and a half left. I can't bring manufacturing back to the US. There's just no one that can do it.
Yeah, in 3 years is like, well, I'm like, my question originally, it's like, well, Trump's presidency will be over at some point, which is in 3 years. That's still a very long time. And we companies like yourself have to find the solution to keep going. You just got to respond to what the environment is. And right now the environment's tariffs, and unfortunately, and then if tariffs are axed, then you just regroup and respond again.
So we've had tariffs in place since 2019 on our products. Our prices have gone from 200 to 250 to 300. We definitely have some higher end products at 400. I don't want to raise prices. I think we're doing some things to mitigate that. We moved manufacturing to Vietnam. So we'll have to see what happens. If I can keep my prices in line, our competitors have to raise prices. I think we'll win out. We'll gain more market share. We're actually gaining more market share on our high-end products right now. I think it's a pretty awesome product. I mean, you have one. I think it's one of the best products out there. So the frustrating part is that when I talk to some people that run apparel companies and other kind of golf companies that I advise for, they don't know what to do because they apparel companies plan 9 months out. So I work with a company and they're starting to plan for next summer. But he's like, I don't know what my tariffs are going to be. I don't know what my costs are going to be. I don't know what the duties are going to be. I can't project any of this stuff and then turn it into a selling price if I don't know what my costs are.
Yeah.
And he's diversified. He's in China, he's in Thailand, and he's in Vietnam. He's not just in one place.
Yeah. And retail is also like clothing and apparel. It's already just such a ginormous mess of options. Like there's endless brands. Like at least with yours, like, yes, you have your competitors, but it is a very specific product to a specific consumer and what they specifically need at that time. Like, I have clothes, I have a vest. I can go the next 3 years without buying any new golf apparel. I will be A-okay. But like, if I break my 56 wedge or something happens to it, you can like, if my rangefinder breaks and I am an average range finder user, then that will directly affect me. But if like this vest breaks or gets lost, I have like 2 other vests I, hopefully won't lose over the next 3 years. And we all know everyone has like endless golf polos. So
I have 24 polos in my closet.
golf polo markets.
There will be a contraction in the golf apparel market. 394 vendors last year at the PGA show. This year, 25% of those guys aren't going to be around anymore. They can't do it.
Yeah.
Here's a great example. I bought this polo that I have here. I just want to see what it's like. I bought this polo for $15 on Amazon. It's a pretty shitty polo. I mean, it's fine quality, but the print sucks. I just want to see what it was like. $15 is what it cost me. This probably cost them $3 to make. All right. This polo from a top company, Linksole, is $79 to $99 retail. How do they compete with something on Amazon in a digital space where you're not actually in a store? They can't. And that's why some of these guys that are selling lower price items can't compete with the Chinese guys. And they're not going to be in business. So,
well, it goes back to your point of brand-ish loyalty. I like this vest and like the material it is, but I personally do not care that it says Peter Millar here. I could care less. But like, did this manufacturer make this obviously specifically to Peter Millar because they worked with their team to design it? Or like, do they just have blanks at the warehouse too to sell? Like, that's also like, it is like, I don't care that this says it. Just like, I like the way this felt in the pro shop. And I was like, yes, I will treat myself to this vest.
So yes, they make that for Peter Millar, but they're also making more of them without the logo on it. And they're sitting there. Are some of those guys shipping that stuff to Amazon and selling it directly under a no-name brand? Yeah, some of them do.
Like I would be fine. I'm not that tied to the high-end brand names. Just I do find that the high-end brands do make better quality stuff, whether it's in my head or not. But I do think like someone might be like, well, I mean, that price gap's huge, but someone who's a Linksole fan would probably still buy their Linksole polo if they really like Linksole.
I mean, I have the hoodie on now. I have the polo on. I think their stuff is awesome. It's fit great. There's some things I hate. Like I'm not a fan of Peter Millar. I just don't think it fits me well. Travis Matthews, their larges are too small. Their extra larges are too big.
You know what?
Under Armour.
You know what law we need in place? And because I find that apparel markups have gotten too outrageous, there almost should be a cap on the percentage you can mark up from a wholesale price.
Oh, they do. It's Keystone, so it's typically 100% market for what you buy it for. So what did you pay for that vest in the store or in the shop?
Way too much, probably. Like it was probably like a $200 vest.
Okay, so they bought that for $100. The $90 to $100 is what they paid for that, and they sold it for $200.
There's some brands out there like, let's just say I have a buddy who runs a Minted New York, Minted Health. They make like hoodies. Their hoodies like 107, like 100. I'm throwing it out there. Let's just say it's $150. There's no way this like hoodie was $75 to make.
No, it costs $15.
So I'm saying there almost should be that like exact like you only can mark up a certain percentage on top of to keep like we talked about with Sunday Reds. Like there's no freaking way this hoodie should be like almost $400.
I don't disagree, but I also think there's a whole brand loyalty around pricing brands effectively in the market. We sold a product for $200 versus $400 product. More people are paying up to buy the $400 product because that $200 price point, they're going to buy the cheap one, the $50 to $100 price point. So listen, you're not wrong. It's just, why does a Toyota car cost you 25 grand, but the BMW costs you 50,000?
Well, it's like, your brand value and
Brand
recognition.
value, yeah.
It's like people paying for a Birkin bag or whatever, and it's like, at the end of the day, you get the knockoff on Amazon, and it does the same exact job.
So
I mean,
here's
I
another.
get it all. I just I always try to play a little devil's advocate on how do we stop these hoodies and golf apparel from becoming half a grand, especially right now with it's all going that way.
People stop buying them. As soon as people stop buying it, prices will drop. What's happening to Tesla right now? Nobody is buying Teslas. They're trading them in because they don't like what Elon's doing. The price of Tesla, I bet you right now, I could go on Carvana and get a Tesla for $15,000.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, it's all about supply and demand. But I don't like the way that the demand, I guess, is going. I don't know if that's said right. I don't like the way that a polo is $200, a hoodie is $400, and with these tariffs, it's only going up. And I'm hoping that me and the people can come together, dude would sign it, and revolt and be like, no one buy golf gear for the next 3 years.
Are you going to go out and burn your $200 vest now? You're going to burn it in the backyard and video it? No.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a good vest. All right. How about this? If you're in the market for a Tesla Model 3 with 50,000 miles, 19,900, that's nothing. That car was almost $60,000 brand new. The long range
I'm
one, my
getting a
friend,
car right now, but I don't want a Tesla.
dude, I will sell you the Toyota badge to it. All right. Listen, two of my friends have the car. It's a nice car.
I know they are nice. I don't want to deal with the charging. I don't want to have to get it installed at my house. I don't want to have
You want to deal with
way.
you don't want to deal with the guy who's going to draw a penis or graffiti on the side of your car next time you're in
I
Philly.
actually don't care about that. They're being hysterical. But I, just like a standard gasoline car where I can fill it up and move forward and not have, like, my buddy had to sit on the highway and charge his Tesla. It's like, that's not what I want to do.
If I didn't have to drive a lot and travel, I definitely would get an electric car. I would like to get one for my next car. But there are times where I'm going up to New York for a golf event. It's 2 hours. If I had an electric car, make sure it's charged. Is there going to be a charging station at the golf course? Probably not. So there's definitely some inconvenience there.
I think when we sell our companies and make a ton of money, yeah, I would have an electric car as running errands in the neighborhood. But I agree. I drive on the highway a lot, drive road trips. I think just the normal standard car is what works for me.
I don't think I've been to a golf course that has a charging station. Maybe a couple high-end ones down south, but I only been to any.
But also, all these new cars are the version of the hybrid where they kind of they have a battery in it, right? It's not
They
a
have a battery, the gas powered.
Like when you stop at a red light, it's the car turns off. It goes silent.
Yeah, my mind does that now. So
I feel like that's the way.
Let's talk about the next three majors. All right. You got the PGA Championship, May 15th to 18th at Quail Hollow in Alabama. You have the US Open, June 12th to 15th at Oakmont in Pittsburgh. And then the Open Championship is Royal Port Rush in Northern Ireland. Is Rory going to win any of those three?
Yes or no?
Is he going to take any of those three, any of those wins this year?
Yeah, I think he's rolling.
I think he's going to win the Open Championship in Ireland.
Yeah, I think he's rolling.
That's the only one he cares about. He's going back home to Ireland, right? Where he grew up, where he started this journey. That would be a perfect cap to the 2025 golf year. If he can win that, everybody's going to be rooting for him. You kidding me? There's going to be banners of Go Rory in the stands.
He's got that burden on
madhouse.
Now he can relax and go play at a major. And I know the Masters was the one, but at the end of the day, any of them, he's I haven't, the combo with Rory hasn't won a major in 10 years. Even 5 years ago, it's Rory hasn't won in half a decade. So he finally got rid of that. And I think now we'll just go out and ball out and sink some putts and win some more championships.
So the question is, JT going to win any of those three?
No, JT's done.
Done. We haven't even started the year. It's the third month and he's done.
JT's been kind of donezo. I think like I hold on to a little hope for him, and I don't even really know why. I'm not like obsessed with, JT's game and the way he plays. I just kind of like him. Like he's a solid professional golfer, but yeah, he's done.
So my big story for 2025, of course, is McIlroy. He'll win again. This is going to be his year. I want to see DeChambeau,
Yeah.
this people's champ, come back and win one of these. And of course, Ryder Cup. I mean, the U.S. is going to dominate the Ryder Cup and, walk away with the trophy.
Rory has anything to say about it.
They have not won on U.S. soil in how many years?
I don't know.
Like 8 in a row or something. They can win in Europe, but they can't win here. I think listen, I would try to go to the Ryder Cup if it wasn't on Long Island, which I've heard is a complete madhouse and shitstorm to try to get to.
No, one, finding a place to stay, incredibly expensive unless you're just going in and out, but nightmare of a place to drive through unless you live on the east side of Manhattan or Brooklyn, and even then it's a disaster.
Yeah. So, but our next big event coming to Philadelphia, the Truist Championship, May 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I believe. Are you going? You have your tickets?
As of this moment, I am not, but I was talking to my wife last night saying maybe we should look into getting some, but I would probably go to a practice round or at most Thursday.
So Wednesday tickets, I think, are $40 for the practice round. I'm going to try to go Wednesday. A lot depends on kind of my schedule. Sunday, Championship Sunday, $166. I don't need to pay that to go to a Sunday. I'd rather go to practice round.
Even the people at the Masters, it's like you miss so much action.
Unless you're on 18, and then you're like, you see it all.
You still just miss so much of the tournament. Like, I feel like if I were going to the Masters, I'd probably want to go any day but Sunday, unless I knew I had like an epic seat Sunday.
Okay, so you get tickets to the Masters on a Sunday. Where are you sitting? You got to pick one spot to sit all day. Where is it?
Probably the 18th.
But then you missed everything else.
The VIP tent with all the people that run the Masters, and where you have a view of a hole, but then you have the whole TV set up to actually watch the event. Because I like watching the Masters.
So I'm not a fan of staying on one hole when I go to events because I want to see everything. But it's hard to see everything. And then, of course, then you miss stuff. If you follow players, it's a complete like shitstorm of following like the top players. So when I went to Riviera, that was probably the best place to watch because I could sit on one hill and see like 4 holes in a row from all different areas. When I went to the Valspar, I walked with JT and Justin Thomas and his best friend. Jordan Spieth, for like 4 holes. Listen, if it was a Sunday, it'd be on the par 3 and then hopefully follow people as you go from the par 3, now was it number 15 all the way through 18. But it was 35 people deep.
It's just like, I don't want to like say I wouldn't want to be like on the grounds of Augusta on Masters Sunday. You don't get to watch it. You don't get to see all the golf. You see someone hit a shot and then they move on and you miss all the other shots. It just, I don't know. It doesn't seem, in my head, it's not as appealing as watching it all in the comfort of your home. But then again, I'm sure I would be obsessed with being there.
You don't have your phone when you're at the course. So you can't stream it even if you want to stream it.
Right. Like you literally can't YouTube TV the rest of it, which would be great if that was the case.
I agree. I like watching events from the house or at a bar.
Or from the dugout.
From the dugout or from playing golf like we did on Thursday when we were trying to stream it while we were playing golf. That's definitely difficult to do. So, all right. On that note, boys and girls, it's been fun. Until next time, happy golfing.
Peace.
Swing it like a boomerang, your tank come around, wanna hit the top. Ooh, la, 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 la.